I would say the conversation is a lot more open with people my age. I think we're getting into more of a conversation around, do you guys want to have kids rather than when will you have kids? I think people are starting to understand it's not so much like, oh, let's just have a kid because that's what we should do. That's what everybody's doing. It's more like, do I have the financial means, the time, the energy, the effort? Do I want to make the time, energy, and effort for this other human being that's going to rely on me for the rest of their life? Like, that's a very big question. And I think when people understand what that means, they take it more into account about what that would mean for their lives. I think it's also people in this time in the world are a little worried about what the future looks like. And I think I hear a lot of stories of, I'm not sure I want to bring a kid into this world. There's also your personal finances and um, space and, daycare. And how do we do that? Do we feel confident doing that? Um, there's just a lot that goes into it. It's not an easy decision.
For the younger women you know who are so definitive about not wanting to have kids, does it feel like there's any judgment towards that?
Unfortunately, I would say yes. And it doesn't come from people our age. I would say it's older generations that kind of raise an eyebrow and say, like, huh, why? Like, we did it, we were fine, and give a little side eye and say, like, well, why is that? They kind of want reasoning behind why, because the default is to have kids. But I would say it comes from a place of like curiosity because I don't think they thought they had that option. And I think they kind of question, like, well, what if I had taken that route? What would my life look like?
Do you feel like you have modeling of women who maybe don't have kids or couldn't have kids?
No, there's so few people, I think, in everyone's lives that model what that looks like and what went into their decision-making process. So this is truly the first time I've ever had an experience with it being so open, whether you have kids, don't have kids, can't have kids, whatever that journey looks like, being able to know that, you're not alone, or other people are going through this and this is what worked for them, or here's how they came to this decision. It's just opening up your world to an idea of different approaches to life in general. As you guys say, you wish you would have had it. And I think a lot of people that are being impacted by something like this are going to say, I'm so glad I did have it because it's nice to know as like almost a safety net in my mind of like, I'm going to be just fine. And I see it happening, which is really encouraging and impactful for people, especially my age, who don't know what the future holds. We'd like to think we do, but we really don't.